your main attraction is you're fixing to open up, and if I'm correctly, this is supposed to be in June 1st, correct?
June 1st we'll be opening. We're going to soft launch this weekend. Over the Memorial Day holiday, we'll do some family friends events. We'll probably do some sneak peeks for lucky customers who happen to come in at the right time, and put them in the system. So it's the 8th installation globally. It's the 4th in the U.S. So the Tulsa area, BrokenArrow, we're getting it before Chicago, LA, New York, Dallas. All these major markets, we're getting it before they do. So it's full roam, full free roam virtual reality. So when we go back there and I show it to you, the game space is 2,000 square feet, and you are your own player in the game. You're your own controller. You are the first-person shooter moving around. When you go back there and you see it, it looks like a warehouse space with kind of a grid on the floor. You lose all touch with reality when you put the goggles on and the audio. You forget you're in a warehouse with walls, and you get this post-apocalyptic, urban zombie scenario where you have to fight to survive. The other thing that makes it different is we can go up to 6 players all on the same team. By August, it'll be 8. So you're in there working together against a game that's intuitive. So it will learn what you're doing to beat it, and it will start changing its strategy. So if you all go to one barricade, it'll send a whole bunch to one behind you. If you go upstairs and you're shooting down, it'll start dropping them from above you to sneak up on you.
Above you?
Yeah. When we tested it last week, we fired it up for the first time. Multiple squeals, multiple screams as they turned around, and they're you're getting rushed by them. A few F-bombs went flying. So it's not scary per se. It's not a haunted house where things are jumping out and grabbing you, but you get so into the game, you just forget what's going on. So when you do turn around and here comes a zombie horde, the reaction is to back up. And even though you took your goggles off, there's nothing there.
And just to clarify this is not your typical at-home VR experience. This is something that, for you to be able to do at home, you would have to have a very huge living room, 2,000 square feet to do this, and you would have to literally put all your furniture on the front yard. This makes it, and this is completely untethered. From my understanding, it's like, this is latency zero?
Zero Latency is a company. Yeah.
It's a company that makes it, and they made it portable where there's no tether to you, so no cables to trip over, nothing to get hung up on. And a lot of other systems that have this, we noticed that we've did some research on, that they'll have the cable still there, but it would be up above you where it slows around. Well, there's the cameras are there, because we actually had one of our viewers wanted to ask this, like, what type of sensors are they to be able to track you that accurately?
I couldn't even tell you if I wanted to. I don't know. I don't know if that's proprietary or they just hide it, but
just one of those things.
Yeah, it's just
So I noticed like one of the videos that was out actually had an Alienware logo on it. Is it actually Alienware, like a laptop?
Yeah. So every backpack has a battery system and a laptop you're carrying around, and it is an Alienware system.
There was like some of the videos we've seen that had the logo, the Alienware logo, which is kind of noticeable. That's what it is. What kind of powerhouse does it need to process all this?
We'll have to ask the Zero Latency guy.
Yeah. Because we do tech in gaming, so it's kind
we'll
of.
Ask him.
I wanted to obviously cover this facility to some extent, all the different things. Some of the stuff he went over to some extent. I noticed you guys have electrical go-karts, essentially, or what do you call them exactly?
Yeah, we like to call them race carts.
Race carts.
Yeah, because they're Italian electric motors. The motor itself would actually do 80, but you're regulated when you do indoor kart racing. So, if you're out on an outdoor racetrack and you get outside the track, you can slide into the infield, into the grass, you're going to be fine. You get outside our track, you're going to hit a wall. So there's only so fast we're allowed to go. The funny thing is it's still, our junior karts are faster than anything else in town. So they're so different than what people are used to when they think of a traditional go-kart. Our average customer age is 27. I have 63 karts in this building, and 10 of them are built for 6 to 11-year-olds. The rest are built for a much older demographic. Part of it is for what it takes to drive the kart. The other thing is, growing up here, like I said earlier, we never had a ton to do. So we could go to the movies, we could go out to eat, and go to the bar. Well,
I can speak from experience.
We wanted something else to do. So we brought these here. The electric concept makes them different. The Formula One style track makes it different. In both our facilities, both Broken Arrow and Wichita, we put down a 3-inch asphalt floor. So you're not racing over old concrete and seams and imperfections. It gives you a true racing driving experience. So
better track and everything.
Yep.
No tear.
Yep.
That makes sense. I was going to ask a few things about those, what kind of, what's it cost for a ride, I guess, and how's that work?
Sure. So a single adult race is $16. It's a 14-lap race on red or 16 laps on blue. Or when we connect them and we do Trackzilla, which we're doing today, it's a 10-lap race, but the Trackzilla race ends up being about 2 miles long by the time you're finished. So a race lasts about 10 minutes. Really good when we get league drivers out here and they're not touching anything. They can do it a little bit faster, but for the general public, it's about 10 minutes by the time you. Every now and then we've got to stop a race and talk to them and try to teach them, because the racing line is so different. So. So a couple of hard corners in the building where if you go in shallow, you physically can't make the turn. You're going to hit the barrier on the other side. So that happens once in a race. We'll slow it down, talk to everybody, teach them how to get better. Once they do it once and they master it, then it's just about how much faster can I get. So, so again, $16 for a single, 3 for $39. They don't expire, so you don't have to use them all that day. We hear that a lot. I don't have time to do extra races. You can still buy them and come back and use them Saturday if you wanted to.
And so we do events as well?
We do, yeah. A lot of private events. We do Grand Prix events. Those are really good for groups that are about 6 to 20. Once you get to 20 to about 39, it starts to make sense just to rent a track for the amount of races we can turn and the amount of laps we can turn for that group. It's a private. Both the Grand Prix and a track rental will be a private scenario for your group. Nobody gets in the way. You're not waiting. You're not in a queue. You just turn as many races as you can when it's a track rental. And then we do actually quite a few building rentals as well, where they take the whole building. So they've got both tracks in operations, the man cave shooting simulator, the virtual sports deal. That's all part of a big facility rental when we do that.
That's what I wanted to ask one more thing too. How far is this facility extended?
Yeah, so we're 160 feet east-west.
Okay.
We're about 400 feet north-south, roughly. Those aren't exact. It's about 62,000 square feet, and it's 50 of that is track.
Well, that's pretty awesome. How many people can you have on the track?
When we do the big track, when we do Trackzilla, we'll go up to 18. That's a big race. That can get a lot of fun to watch. As a track marshal, it can be a little tough to manage. So when we do just the standard, the separate tracks, red is 10, blue is 10.
Well, I guess I'll cover what we're test to some extent the zero latency. How exactly did you get associated with that?
So we went to a show in Orlando in November, and it's a large international attraction amusement park type show. It's called IAAPA, IAAPA. Everybody who's there, if you have anything to do with amusement, whether it's polyester wristbands, all the way to the biggest roller coaster manufacturers in the world, they're all at this show. So we were, it's 9.2 miles of hallway. So we're walking through these halls, we're looking at what are we going to bring, what else can we use to make us different, we can find the start. And we know another track owner out of the Phoenix area, and he actually is installing zero latency as well. So we had dinner with him, and he said, "Hey, you guys have to go see this booth. You got to go check it out." So we went to the booth, and they didn't really have anything set up. We thought, well, okay, it's booth space. What do we do now? Well, they actually were live demoing an installation they have in Orlando. So we got to go in and do the live demo, and we walked out ready to sign a contract. It is that intense. I mean, I would have pulled out my wallet and I'd have just said, pick a credit card and charge me whatever you want. I'm going back in there. We did a 15-minute test game. I wouldn't have thought it was 5 to 15 minutes. Just, obviously it was so intense. It went by that fast. I got up on the elevator at the game, and I looked over the edge, and my brain told me to back up like I was going to fall, and I never left the floor. Then I realized I was stepping over gaps on the catwalk. I was stepping over gaps like I was going to fall through to my death.
Floor,
So that's where we saw it, and like I said, we walked out saying, how fast can we go sign paperwork with these people? We wanted to bring it to Oklahoma first. We wanted all of Oklahoma, and then we want to expand with it and take it away.
I don't want to cover too much that we've already covered to some extent, but I wanted to ask, there were 2 people that you can pick right now?
No, six right now. Yeah, so you're playing on a team rotation. You're playing with each other, so it's a strategy. It's kind of a strategy-based game. If you've done a first-person shooter, like Call of Duty or whatever, you get into the zombie scenarios they do. I've noticed with my sons when they play it, they'll talk to each other. Hey, you hit that side of the map, I'll get this side. This game is no different. It also scales up. So if you and I went into play, the game will kind of tone it down at the beginning to give us a chance as just 2. But you get all 6 in there. I saw it last week. I mean, the zombies come so much faster and so much harder. And like I said earlier, if we focus on just one section of the room, we'll think we're doing really well until we turn around. And then it's just a horde coming at us.
If you don't mind, can you just tell your location and all that stuff?
Sure. Yep. We're at Xtreme Racing Entertainment. We're at 71st and Elm in BrokenArrow. Just about half a mile from the BrokenArrow Expressway Elm exit. Come check it out. You got to come experience it. It's something I can't explain.
So, one of the questions that I ask, you said it scales. Like, does that mean like, or like, say 2 people go in, does it still get really hard?
It gets extremely hard. We played with 4 in the demo. I was the only one on the team who didn't die in the game. But I still end up in 3rd place somehow. I didn't shoot him in the right spot. I didn't get enough skill.
So when you die in the game, that's it for you, right?
No, you will. You'll respawn. There's like a 5 or 10 second delay while you're out of the game, and the rest of the team has to kind of make up for your absence.
Is there a last man standing where like if you go down, I can pick you back up real fast? Go down, I can pick you back up real fast?
Not yet. They're talking about developing that kind of stuff into it. Part of that is, when you see the space, we don't want people running in there. So if you went down and I come running up to you, I could be running towards a wall. I run head first into a wall. So when you get in it, you realize, you really do. It changes. You lose all perspective on the fact that you're in just a dark black rectangle. Well, that's the other thing on the man cave where the shooting simulator is. There's an Xbox One hooked up to that, so you're playing
that's
on
where the shooting simulator.
Yeah, you're playing on a 17-foot high-def screen. So.
See, I love the shooter game. I would go to town on that, man. I would literally be there for an hour or 2. So are we gonna be able to try this out today? Or?
Yeah.
Sweet. Definitely want to try this thing out.
As long as Alvaro says we can.
Okay, so
I played it yesterday, so.
Hey, so get a shot of the sensors and the way just the way the layout is here.
Okay.
I love this simple space.
Here's your grid. It's laid out.
Entertainment at all.
Kind of keeps your.
So the reason we do kind of the low-level light you see in here is if you're a game master up here running the game and you're talking to the players, if you go all the way to the back corner and the light is off, I can't tell how close you're getting to the wall.
Right.
So,
now, this gets dimmer in here?
no, we just leave it like that.
Okay, so great. So I can see people screaming, jump back. This is going to be awesome.
It's when you film what the people are physically doing in here versus what they're seeing, it's crazy. So
Now, that might be an extra thing for you to sell them and actually do it, like a little CD or something.
we may just keep that for their digital music for marketing. So
I was like, okay, y'all want a digital copy of this? Like $5,
it's really like so.
He's putting camera in the corner.
Different right now. That's about as fast as we want you moving in here. So the first time
You say that until something comes out. He says they come out the ceiling, dude. Now, I kid you not. If I'm shooting and I see something drop next to me, I'm gonna get up and move about 4 squares pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I went to the restroom first.
we had, like I said, we fired it up Thursday for the kind of the first run through, and I was in here with the lady who does a lot of our social media stuff. And the game started, and we're about this far away from each other, right? As soon as the beginning stuff dissolved and the actual environment came up, she immediately went. And then I would take a step over, and she would take a step over. And I'm telling you, Emily, that's you. even if I could help you, it's digital. Like, you can stand next to me all day. You know, maybe you go shoot something.
So what we'll probably do is we'll probably do, since it's 6 people, but there's 7 of us, we'll probably do like a 3-man team and a 4-man team. That way everybody will experience and get their opinions. And definitely, before y'all, I know y'all came to play, before y'all leave, give me a quick thing on how you experience and what it is. So like, make it hard down.
Just give us a quick little review.
If you don't want me, that's another thing. If you do not want me to use your footage of you getting scared or whatever, you know, public humility, let me know now because I will post it. That's free views.
It'll be $49. It's a 30-minute session. So you'll play 15 minutes, and then you get Alvaro, how long do you say the break was between sessions? About a minute? Yeah, so you can do it instantly, or you can have a second to talk and say, hey, look, okay, that didn't work. Okay, this time you go upstairs on that end, I'll go upstairs on this end, you guys get barricades. Then it starts again, but the game is not the same. Like I said earlier, it will change based on what you're doing.
Now, nobody thinks, I don't know if this is a question for them or y'all, but I do know that Zero Lane itself comes with more than just one game.
They do, yeah.
They have a military style game and a futuristic one. They have like a kind of a medieval type of thing, look like?
Yeah, so right now there's 3. We're starting with the zombie survival. In August, we'll expand to the space alien adventure, and that one's supposed to be unbelievable. So that's a multi-level game.
We'll have to come back and check that out for you.
So
like stairs or something?
No, just multi maps. You know, it's like a big adventure type scenario where you actually are working your way through.
Yeah, like if you get getting all the way down, you're turning around like you come up here, but technically you're just coming back around.
Yeah. So, and you'll see that in this game. There are walls you can see in here, there's no walls, no pillars. There are walls in the game, and just your brain, like you're walking at it, your brain just says, oh, I gotta go around.
Now, if I happen to go through the wall, will I get in trouble?
No.
It's like my brain says, yeah, I'm still going through this wall.
It jumps up.
Yeah, I got superpowers.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna die, I'm going through this
The
wall.
only wall you can't go through are the 3
Chicote said, let's do this.
This is how you adjust it.
I don't have my,
Okay. So it's a little bit blurry. You kind of move things. Everyone show me that. Yeah, cool. Everyone found them? Yep, awesome.
but I can't.
That's it. Alright, so unput your goggles if you haven't already. Put your goggles on. So goggles first. Goggles first. Goggles first. That's it. Alright. Now, adjust those focal points. That's it.
She's just holding her up.
Go for it.
Yeah, so he's going to do because he's using hers again. So he takes hers and shows it the way because hers is already adjusted for her head. So all she's got to do is put her on now.
When people talk in it, make sure you comment back to them because they can hear you really well. So they can talk back to them.
Okay.
So, I'll put your headphones on, guys. You're going to just stand still for me, please. Alright team, so listen up, if you can give me a raising hand please. Awesome. Alright team, so bend down and pick up your weapon, you should see it in front of you. Excellent. Okay, so hold out your guns. If you hold it out directly in front of you, you can see what every button does. You see there's a pump, mode select, trigger, just so you're aware of that. Awesome. When you're ready team, just walk into a profile for me please. Make sure it goes yellow. So just step into the closest profile. remember to take it slow. So walk into your profile. Everyone, find the profile. Alright, and just remember,
Here we go, guys.
watch those walls, no running, no jumping, and have fun. Most importantly, I'll start the game, and you've got 20 seconds, and then I'll start shooting each other. You have to repair the barriers. Can you see those barriers? It says shoot. See right here. See right here. I love when people do that.
See right here? See right here?
There are elevators as well, so you can go up those elevators. Remember to walk slowly.
Try to stay out of y'all's way as well.
Okay, when you're in the elevator, you use your gun to shoot to go up.
If you lift your index finger to the side, guys, you can change your weapon as well.
And the shotgun can use the pump.
Find it manually.
The barrel is slow, so make sure you shoot it out.
Alright, team, get ready. Zombies are coming.
Here they come.
Make sure you repair it.
Kind of reminds me of Call of Duty, the first map, when you first had to repair the windows. Picky has a move, bitch. You just stand there.
Who's in the pink shirt?
Kel?
What's his name?
Nah.
Matt.
I am.
You're not
Just me.
looking at it, I mean,
It's just me.
he's pointing.
Watch those walls, guys, and stay some please. You're right, Matt?
Okay, that's crazy. Yell with that lady on me.
Yeah, he knows about where we're going.
Beware of the movement.
Brandon, what's the wall? Brandon, what's the wall? Watch your back down into the wall directly behind you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why don't you go, Gray?
He's so by himself. Alone with us over here. Warm in here, huh? Warm in here. Yeah, I put it in there.
Slow it down now. Too far.
Oh, absolutely.
Adam, Brandon, jump.
No,
You know? You can see your other players. Yeah, so you get see? You sure? Okay.
my PSP won't let me use sensories like that.
Slow down those movements, guys.
You and I put up more than that. Like I can see there to your left, right, and go, I'm gonna turn around. Turn around and go,
I'm just waiting for
I usually talk to him like, hey, you're next to the wall.
I told him a few times.
Yeah, change it. And you see it, so whenever you change if you look down, you see that gun.
What kind of weapons?
Shotgun, M16, AK-47, and and then in the scenario they're getting up to, in the end, it'll actually switch to a minigun.
I've seen that one in the preview.
Here we go. Alright everyone, go to the green platform, please. Everyone, go to the green platform. So if you're upstairs, go downstairs, go to the green platform please. Otherwise you will be left behind.
They group together.
That's the wall, Brandon, you're right next to it. Careful. That's it, please.
I died. I was on the platform when it was going up. And it killed me as we were going up, and I was out of the game at that point. I was so mad. I ended up at 220. I just played the last 2 minutes.
Oh, I'm going out there. I'm gonna go out there next round. They said we can do it multiple times, so I'm gonna go out there my first time in the second round. I'm just making sure y'all guys can see them. Get an old camera spot where you can see.
See how everyone's left.
You go in your gear. Who do you play with? Well, so you never got the siren.
Look him down.
As long as you hold down F7 and you're talking to them, like, hey, you let go of the game.
They're all like this.
You're standing above
So there's a button switch allows you to shuffle between weapons. And then when you get to that scenario they're in now, you can get a Gatling gun.
I'm looking for a car.
A little mini Gatling gun. Yeah, I definitely be switching to that. At least there's one good thing. Endless bullets.
Well done, so Nick, you got the high score, well done. Everyone, hope you enjoyed the game. So in a moment, the game will end, so lift up your goggles and headsets and await my further instructions, please. Cheers, guys.
Nice.
I don't think I moved any at all. Like I think I stood in like one spot, but I'm like so like terribly like sweating. My arms hurt. Yes, especially my left arm. I don't know why my left arm. Like you have to like reload the thing every like 5 seconds. I feel like that was like no. The big guys though, I got scared. One ran up on me. I was like, oh my goodness. That was like the most movement I did. It was fun. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. A lot of breath now. Makes me feel like I need to go to the gym.
Put your goggles on, make sure everything's adjusted. I'll come around with your headphones on. Don't freak out too much. team, so sound check. You can hear me raise one hand up, please. Excellent. Now bend over and pick up your gun. Feel a bit weird? It's definitely there. Alright team, when you're ready, just step into one of those waypoints with a profile on them. Just remember they're all numbered, so you won't be able to see each other. Once you're all in, okay.
So right now, the yellow circles, right now they're getting into their purple.
Yeah. Alright guys, so the game's going to start in about 10 seconds, or 15 seconds, sorry, so start shooting each other. So what happened once they stepped into the fight? When they were out.
I was like, this is intense as crap or something. I don't think I screamed a couple times, but I didn't know if that's so quiet. We're trying to figure out like what I'm doing.
Yeah, I heard you a couple of times. I heard you laugh and I said that was intense. Like, and I said crap because I was like, I shouldn't say that word. Because if you know me, I have a mouth that I need to try to
Control? What's that?
Exactly.
I don't that
Oh, here we go.
There's a filter that's supposed to be installed.
It's not there. I know. I agree.
I don't think I ever had one.
I used to. It disappeared a long time ago. Why is he so far back? I feel like that was me.
Let's stay focused. Stay focused. Not focusing.
What is the site? What is your thing?
What gun will you guys want to see first? I don't know. The yellow one? No. Not yellow.
Can I like rewind so I can see myself, or do I have to wait until?
That's why I said it was
trying to stay focused on dad because
Someone's already breaking the group.
This isn't what you saw? What? Really? You didn't see zombies or anything? I just see zombies. You didn't see it very much like this? That was even harder. This is all I saw. Dang, we did it. I want the barricades down.
Thank you. We're good. I didn't want to go downstairs.
When it's some of them, all you can see is the little balls below.
I'm going home.
Get those points!
Got a big guy over here!
Then you see everybody pointing at the ground.
Yeah, it's like a little high. Squat down. Squat down, you can do under. Oh. Yes.
Zombies.
I see his surrounds.
Player 1 versus James. Score 213-1.
Who's your second?
I took it. I know I did. If you look down, you can see your score. You look down, you can see your score.
Yeah, I had 97,000.
It's gone now, yeah. It's gone now.
I was second.
We had him wood.
Yeah, just look down, it's a little circle around it.
Yeah. We are there in a second.
Congratulations.
I played it a whole bunch. That's how.
There's some of them.
Actually, it's headshots. What, did you go upstairs? Go upstairs, sniper rifle. You shoot the
I
barrel.
have fun with the AK and just going. That's my favorite.
Yeah, M16 and the AK are
I don't know too much about the M16, so I was like, I know what an AK is, so.
M16 is basically the same things they've used with 223 round. I don't know what the difference is in the game, but in real life, the AK is more a powerful hit.
Good.
It's using a 223 round and then M16. I don't know what we're doing.
I'm just gonna squat because my legs hurt. I'm gonna have to stand for 8 hours. Oh, for like 8, not 10.
That's why I said kill it. Before then, I was like, let me spin the players, let me drop them off. It's definitely awesome. It's heart racing. Definitely a challenge, that's for sure. I can't see any other game that is more challenging on your body as well as like you thinking ahead of time. And it definitely takes a lot of teamwork. So I definitely see people needing to teamwork together. I even got stepped on once.
Really? I was like, something about the smack there.
Somebody on this side of me literally walked. I was like, I stood like this, and it literally went. I was like, yes.
I think you're an Xtreme.
Yeah, because he was on this side of me.
Yeah.
I saved you a few times, and I saved Matt all the time.
Oh, I know. I turned around and people were flooded behind me twice, like 3 times.
I got my shotgun off you.
I tried a shotgun, man. It's just. Oh, okay, there was
You don't
one
need big points
thing.
with a shotgun.
The one thing that I noticed that you cannot reload early.
No.
You have to
I
fully
know,
go through a clip.
it makes me so mad.
That I didn't like
I
that.
have to reload
Because
every few
when you go to
seconds.
because you have to go all the way to the clip, and then when you go to reload, there's a second or two. And that second or two, that's when they.
Yep, that's when they swarm.
And you can't reload early. Like no matter how many times you try to reload early, it will still go out.
The heavy, you can, the heavy gun.
I kept trying.
When you do it, it'll go out still because it has to go all the way through the clip first.
I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in my head, and all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I'm almost reloaded. So
Yeah, I was
all of a
constantly
sudden-
getting.
I was constantly trying to reload it. Like I shoot a few, kind of reload. Nope.
Yeah,
I have to go all the way to the clip before
if that's the
and then when you
trade-off,
go to reload, it's a 2
if that's the
second
trade-off for
delay.
unlimited ammo, I'm
A 2
okay.
second delay. I can't reload early when I actually have a gap in them when I can reload. And that's killing me. And it's like, oh, this is hurting me so much. We need the bucket heads. It's like, oh, seriously? I have to reload 4 times with them. But it seemed like the heavy assault was really good.
Kind of reminds me of
It did a lot of
They
damage.
did a lot of damage, but more than the
A lot of
shotgun. It
damage.
was hard to the shotgun.
The shotgun.
That was kind of a cleanup.
Yeah, it was.
It doesn't have points either, so you have to kind of use it sparingly when you have to.
And I said that shotgun problem with that was the reloading every time.
And it had to be like
it was
right
like
here.
it was a delay every time.
Right.
It wasn't fluent. You know?
Right, that's it.
Like like other games, you
That's
push
what
it,
I
you're like
started
boom, 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 boom. This is like
It's definitely exciting. It's like, someone going, hi.
and it's got a sniper rifle, and it is so weird to shoot. It's like,
Well, I would have to be able to aim, you know what I mean? I never even switched it, but I saw it, I was like, hey, if I can't aim down this sight,
well, I was aiming outside.
aiming outside?
Yeah, like up here, you see right down.
Feed you food.
I mean, you still get the laser beam, but
Yeah.
I still use laser beam too. But I was like,
Turned out to be a
oh,
lot.
I didn't get my arms down.